Hi, I'm Jason Gorber for ThatShelf.com, and we're here to talk about Joni Mitchell.
Big shelf.
So those of you who've been fans of the channel, thanks so much. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. Thanks for following us on social media. No, I'm a huge fan of Joni Mitchell, and we're seeing sort of a renaissance in some ways of her releases. There's been some incredible dives into her archives, finally getting some stuff that has just sort of sat around for far too long. There's been major releases. There's the box set release that we had covered previously of her first 4 records, and as part of that, there's this major anthology. Now, the anthology is being released this time fully on vinyl, which is great. It's actually been delayed, but one of the sort of sub-releases, as it were, is a Live at Carnegie release. Now, on her website, they had promised a 1 in 3,000 limited edition version of the Carnegie show on white vinyl. Since I was already ordering the box set and I had thought initially the Carnegie wasn't part of the major box set, I thought, why not? I will get the Carnegie on white vinyl since it's a limited edition. Again, the hope was with colored vinyl, which is sometimes hit or miss, but nonetheless, when it's a low run, that often the quality is better than a much larger run. It ended up being that the main release was a limited run of 15,000, which is not, it sounds like quite a bit, but in today's vinyl runs isn't so significant. Now, the release came out like this. So here is what it looks like. Try to get it without the glare here. The sticker on here shows white vinyl limited edition of 3,000. Now it is not numbered in any way. There's no way to indicate what part of the 3,000 it's part of. If I take it out of my sleeve, you can see it's a very beautiful set. Gorgeous photo of her. Incredible set list to set. The recording is stunning. A lovely essay, or letter anyway, from her former partner Graham Nash, talking about the evening. And it's this sort of trifold thing, sort of like a gatefold with another record in the middle. And, you pull out the record, it comes in one of the black sleeves. Again, nicely done, super happy. Not quite as nice as the MoFi, so I replace it with MoFi sleeves after a while. But nonetheless, it's paper on the outside and the sort of acrylic plastic on the inside. Much better than just plain paper, much better. And as you can see, it's a lovely looking, white disc. One of these where all the information's on one side, and then on the other side, you have just a photo of her. So I played the disc, and I was disappointed to find out that it sounded somewhere between straight up surface noise and sort of baked in static, if that makes any sense. This sort of crunchiness that takes place particularly in the right channel. And it's one of those things, inevitably you're going to go, especially with a digital recording like this, originally analog, but of course mastered and remastered in digital. What are you going to do? You check your equipment, you make sure everything's clean, you make sure all of your settings are correct, and you clean it a bunch more times. You put it in the gritter 3 or 4 more times just to see if we'll actually get rid of it. Unfortunately, no, it's baked in, particularly at the beginning of track 1, side 1. And into track 2 and track 3. Now, what I did was I thought, okay, well, I'll just buy the sort of black vinyl version, the regular non-3000 copy version, just to see whether or not that is actually better than this limited edition one. And I got that set from our friends at Amazon. This is that set. You can see it looks almost identical. The sticker on the front simply says Joni's debut performance at Carnegie Hall, limited edition of 15,000. So this is straight up from Amazon.ca. Same looking box, same everything. Everything's sort of identical. And then when I pulled the record out, this is what I got. So supposedly, and as of now, on the Joni Mitchell site, it says explicitly that the white vinyl version is exclusive to that 1 in 3,000. And here I am with the Joni Mitchell, straight up from Amazon, white vinyl. Not only that, all the matrix numbers, all the matrices, identical. Absolute identical pressing between this guy and this guy. I've kept this one in black because this is the one that is sort of verkacht, and this one in MoFi is the one that is clean. And punchline, that's the difference, is that this version that I got straight up from JoniMitchell.com has the first chunk of the first side just sounding not great. Primarily during the songs, and we'll get into what I'm referring to that. And this one sounds much, much better, much cleaner, much less popping and clicking, and definitely not with the sort of sustained crunchiness that you get with that one. Now, we all know YouTube copyright nonsense. I can't actually play you what this really sounds like. I could set up different downloads, but that doesn't really do the trick. But I'm going to try something. We'll see how this actually works out. There's a bunch of spoken word stuff in this, in the sense that in between tracks she's actually talking. And I would be very, very shocked if the studios are going to complain if I just have a little bit of Joni Mitchell talking to demonstrate this for fair use purposes of the differences of the two. So what I'm going to play is, first I'm going to play the original version I got, the limited edition 3000 version on white vinyl, and then I will play the other version, the limited edition 15,000 copies on vinyl, and you'll hear hopefully what I'm talking about. This will be best done with headphones, of course. It was recorded straight from my setup, XLR cables into a Zoom H6. My setup, as you'll see, is an Avid Acutus through an Avid Pulsar 2, whatever it is, preamp directly into my Zoom. So straight from my my cartridges is a Benz Micro. So straight from my Ruby Z into my SME5 arm cable, CARNEGIE cable directly into the phono preamp XLR directly into my Zoom recorder, and this is basically what you're going to get. And if you listen with headphones, you should hear quite a bit of difference. So let's play that now.
Look at this. I'm going to read you what it says on the back here. It says, "Dear Joni, this Valentine is given to you in reparation for the grossness of arch swine Nathan Lafreniere." Oh dear, he wouldn't like that. "I hope you'll see that not all New Yorkers are like him. We love you. Come back often. Thank you." Then there's a little note at the bottom from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Don't read this. Oh, okay. Thank you. Oh, look at this. I'm going to read you what it says on the back here. It says, "Dear Joni, this Valentine is given to you in reparation for the grossness of arch swine Nathan Lafreniere." Oh dear, he wouldn't like that. "I hope you'll see that not all New Yorkers are like him. We love you. Come back often. Thank you." Then there's a little note at the bottom from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Don't read this. Oh, okay. Thank you. Oh, okay. Thank you.
So hopefully, as you'll be able to hear, again, much better with headphones, on this sort of spoken word element, in the right channel, there's a sustained crackling going on, this sort of thing. It is not so egregious when listening this way. On this particular spoken word element. It is much worse during the actual instrumental, or sort of the musical parts, Chelsea Morning in particular, where it sort of comes and goes. If it was constant, it would almost be better. But it sort of comes and goes, especially in the quiet passages, you actually hear it come out. As we go closer into the inside of the record, it's much less of an issue. I just want to give you sort of a chance to hear that here we are, 2 pressings, same plate, same everything, and this is the difference that you can get. And this is stuff that drives vinyl heads crazy. On a less revealing system, it wouldn't really be that big of a deal. But particularly on my speakers, which have which at volume really fill the room and absolutely are capable of pulling out that sort of the high detail, you are really getting an interference with that sort of noise, which is extremely frustrating. So I'm going to have to figure out what to do. Obviously, I have now 2 copies of this record on white. I thought it was super weird that it was promised and continues to be promised at a more expensive price on JoniMitchell.com for the exclusive white version, and yet you can just go to Amazon and that's the one that sort of plops in for you. Very, very interesting. But anyway, the short version is, after all of this sort of technical stuff, after worrying about how it actually sounds, when I had a chance to sit down and listen, the album is glorious. What a gorgeous, gorgeous presentation. Obviously, Carnegie, one of the great acoustic spaces ever made. And the record is absolutely a definitive addition to her catalog. So these sort of fluctuations of pressing quality aside, this is an absolute must-have addition into your collection, and I highly, highly recommend it. I just suggest you be on the lookout to make sure that the records are sort of giving you the best bang for their buck and are doing it in the presentation that we would expect from a sort of a higher end presentation like this. I hope you found that informative and useful. Please let us know in the comments if you have a copy of this and what yours sounds like. That would be great to hear. Please follow us on social media. Please subscribe, ring the bell, and we will see you next video. For thatshelf.com, I'm Jason Gorber. Thanks so much.